Hello everybody. So this is for pre-calc for Wednesday and Thursday, the 22nd and 23rd. You guys are going to be looking at what are called recursive sequences. And you actually know what they are, you just haven't used the word before. So in prior lessons I've made a big deal about whether something is explicit in its formula. This is an explicit formula. And the reason I'm making a big deal of it is because now you're going to start doing things recursively. But it turns out you've already done things recursively, you just haven't called them that. So here goes. If it says generate the first four terms, the first thing you're going to do is find a sub 1. N is 1, so you're going to fill in the 1 there. 5 times 1 minus 3, so that's 5 minus 3 is 2. So the first term in your sequence is 2. Then to find a sub 2, you're going to fill in a 2. This is a 2, that's a 2. I know this may sound a little tedious, I'm just being super thorough. 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, so the second term in your sequence is 7. A sub 3, you're going to fill in the 3 here for n, so you're going to fill it in there for n. 5 times 3 minus 3 is 15 minus 3, which is 12. Now, y'all can probably start to predict the pattern. The pattern is I'm increasing by 5 every time. So if I wanted the first four terms, you could go, okay, I want a sub 4. And you go 5 times 4 minus 3, which is 20 minus 3, which is 17. Or you could just go, well, I could start filling the numbers in to get the pattern, or I could just notice I'm increasing by 5 every time and get 17. I know it only asked you for the first 4, but you know what the next numbers are in the pattern without having to use this formula. You're just increasing by 5. That's recursive. When you recognize the pattern, in this case it's an arithmetic pattern, it's a common difference of 5, and you just do it. To get the next term in the sequence, I take the previous term and do something to it. To get the next term in the sequence, I take the previous term and do something to it. In this case, it would be, what, 33? To get the next term, I take the previous term and do something to it. 38. Okay, how about this one? About, let's go 12. How about 6? How about 3? What am I doing to these terms? I'm cutting them in half. So the next term in the sequence would be 3 halves. Now cut that in half. 3/4. Now cut that in half. 3/8. I'm halving it each time. I'm taking each term and multiplying it by a half to get the next one in the sequence. To get the next one in the sequence, I'm going to multiply it by a half. To get the next term, I take the previous one and multiply it by a half. That's recursive. Okay. Here is something that's recursive. The formula looks imposing, but it's not. They're telling you where to start. 2. This says to get the next term, take the one that's before it and add 5. That's how you interpret this. Okay? Sure, you could say it, a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 5, but I don't think that's going to get you anywhere. Take it as, to get the next term, take the one before it and add 5. To get the next term, take the one before it and add 5. To get the next term, take the one before it and add 5. So would that be 12? To get the next term, take the one before it and add 5. To get the next term, take the one before it and add 5. So 22. Okay. So 8 sub 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 22. That's your answer, 22. Okay. They want a sub 5 again. To get the next term, you have to take the first term To get the next term, take the first term and subtract 2. To get the next term in the sequence, take the previous one. So I'm wanting the next term. Take the previous one and subtract 2. To get the next term in the sequence, take the previous one and subtract 2. To get the next term in the sequence, take the previous one and subtract 2. Because that's a sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to 5. All this is saying is a recursive pattern. They tell you where to start, and what to do to get the next term is take the previous one and do something to it. To get the, they want a sub 6. The first term is 7. To get the next term, take the previous term and multiply it by -2. To get the next term, take the previous term and multiply it by -2. To get the next term, take the previous term and multiply it by -2. I'll probably have to start to need a calculator here, we'll see. So this is 4 and I want 6. To get the next term, take the previous term and multiply it by -2. So that would be 112. To get the next term, take the previous term and multiply it by -2. So -224. See how good I am. Okay. So 56 times 2. You guys know sometimes I'm arithmetically challenged. So yep, 112 times 2. Yep, 224. Now what we're doing is we're alternating the sign. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, because you're multiplying by a -2. Okay? I think that's all I got to tell you. If you have questions, I'd love to see you in office hours. Miss you guys.